with a story that looks like Darwin Nunez is heading to Liverpool in a massive deal. 80 million euros is the fee, plus reports suggesting 20 million in add-ons. This, of course, a young, exciting Uruguayan striker, only 22 years of age. For more, let's welcome in Luis Garcia. But before we get to the former Liverpool midfielder, let's start off with Gab Marcotti. Gab, we're close to the finish line, aren't we, on this one?
Certainly very, very close. All the indications, not just from Lisbon, but from the entourage of the player, shall we say, as well as a lot of Liverpool-based reporters are ready to confirm this. So I think it's just a matter of time until we get the official green light. The biggest hurdle was the agreement with Benfica. I think the terms of the player were sorted out some days ago.
Luis, with your Liverpool ways, how excited are you about this transfer?
Actually, very excited. I mean, after seeing how Darwin Nunez was killing it last year in the Champions League, in domestic league, back in scoring 26 goals in the domestic league in Portugal, I think it's one of the ads that Liverpool has been waiting for. The moment that the Jurgen Klopp play against this Benfica side, and Darwin Nunez was one of the more exciting players on the field, was a big threat from the left side. Start talking about it, and I think the club has been just trying to work on that during the past few months. At the end, it looks like it's going to be a done deal in the coming hours. Probably tomorrow, just taking the medical test, and finally, yes, probably showing and being one of the next Liverpool players for next season. And what can I say? I'm very excited. He's a fantastic player. Stevie,
we were talking before, and you're saying this is an element that maybe Liverpool have been missing over the last few seasons. Explain why.
Well, unless it's a piece of brilliance from either Armani or Salah in the wide areas, then it's just lots and lots of passing and little 1-2s and try to get half a yard in the penalty box. You know, there has never been a threat from a wide area with a ball in the air. You know, we've talked about how great Jota is in the air, but to have a real centre forward with more height and just another option, an option that Liverpool really haven't had. You know, you can just fling a ball in the box and this guy will find a way of getting on the end of it. And you and I were, certainly you were asking me questions about, you know, what's wrong with Liverpool? How come they didn't score a goal in these three basic cup finals? Well, clearly, Klopp was thinking the same thing as you done. Did you realise how clever you are?
Yeah,
and straight away, right off the bat...
You wouldn't call him a smarty pants Real Madrid fan.
Right off the bat, he, on the face of it, has addressed that. Here's a guy who I think will be Liverpool's next number 9, and a guy who will score from just a ball thrown in the box, which Liverpool haven't been able to do in the future. So it's an extra weapon, and it's up front. Fantastic.
The obvious question is the money. In that it is a lot that Liverpool haven't really committed to so much in the past. It made big signing. See, Van Dijk was a big signing. Alisson as well.
Well, do you think so? Because they're going to get at least 35 million for Mane, right? So you take that off your 80. The 20 in add-ons are if he does well, or if Liverpool win another Champions League or a Premier League, which means they're going to bring more money in anyway. So this is an absolute no-brainer.
Right, really?
So they're basically, if they get 35 for Mane, they're basically getting this guy for 45. A 22-year-old who I would be shocked at any team in the planet that wouldn't want this guy. Just because Liverpool have managed to do it, I'll bet you any other team on the planet would want him. So, no, this is a great deal.
And can he take that role as a striker and the pressure that goes with it at Liverpool?
There is always that question that you can't answer until the guy puts the jersey on and plays. I could sit here and say, yes, oh yes, he looks great, he looks to have a great attitude, all of these things. But until somebody does it, you can't nail it down.
Yeah.
What I would say is, though, is at 22 and what he's shown in the Champions League in particular, there's no reason why he can't.
Luis, that is the little unknown, as it is to anyone really, going to a big club like Liverpool and taking the role as a number 9, whether or not he can live up to that reputation or it gets too much for him.
Yeah, exactly. Absorb all that pressure, being a number 9 at Liverpool, being probably the most expensive player in the history of the club, is something that is going to be there. Every single time that he goes on the field, people is going to be aware of that, and that's something that is very difficult to manage. But I think that is something special for Uruguayan players, these kind of players. And it's true that depending on what country are you coming from, you adapt better to different situations, to different competitions. And Uruguayans always compete well everywhere they go. It doesn't matter if it's Premier League, La Liga, Liga. They adapt well. They got that special character that from the streets. They compete well. They are always very aggressive when they are on the field. That's something that he can bring something special for this Liverpool side. So I think that can help him to adapt quick, to be bold when he's on the field, to put that kind of pressure on the side. But definitely I'm with Steve here. That is something that we don't know at the moment. We expect that he's going to perform well, that he's going to be a fantastic signing for Liverpool, but until we don't see it in a few months, because I'm not telling you to the first game or maybe the first few games, we have to give him the chance of playing quite a few games, then we'll have to say, yes, that's a fantastic signing and he's worth the 100 million.
Luis, he starts from day one, yeah?
Say again?
He starts from day one. He gets straight into the starting 11.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think that Jurgen has proven every single time that if you are okay to play, you're going to play. But he's not a manager who is going to give you the chance just because you just cost 100 million. You have to prove it every single training and when you have the opportunity to play. And we've seen it with Diogo Jota when he was well and he arrived, he played. With Luis Diaz when he arrived and he was doing well, he played him. And exactly with everybody here, if you are performing well, if you are giving what he wants on the 11 started, yes, you're going to have the chance. We've seen it with Curtis Jones, with Harvey Nico, with players, Javi Ellis, players who are young, who are maybe not adapted to this Premier League, but if they compete well, you are going to have the chance. But it doesn't matter if you have cost 100 million. You have the opportunity, but you have to grab it. And if you don't play well, if you don't give me that, there are going to be 2-3 players ready to get that chance.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.